Well, good afternoon, YTPC. This is Dave coming to you from the paddock in Southern Maryland. It's about 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. Smoking the Maryland Meerschaum as always. But what's in it is a little bit different story today. So I got a package from my buddy Potter Piper, and a nice little bro note telling me what he's doing. What he sent me was this really well packaged. I mean, it was like all vacuum sealed and everything. It's called Burley King, and it comes from a blender called Cloud Bear Custom Blends. I'd never really heard of it except through Potter, and so I'm on about halfway through my second bowl of it. It's pretty good. It's a little spicy. I like it. I'm trying to smoke it at a cool bowl, cool smoke. Um, it tastes really good though. So my reviews so far, thumbs up. Mouth likes it. So I just wanted to acknowledge Potter for sending me this today. It actually came in the mail today. I wanted to get it open. He mentioned in the bro note that he meant to hand it to me when we were at Boswell's, but I think we were having too much fun and he forgot. So anyway, just Potter Piper, thank you very much. I have now done what I always do. I have put it in a jar. So if I don't smoke it all soon, that way this keeps for months or years just like this. So again, Potter, thank you very much, buddy. I'll do a little tamp here because I never do it on camera. Light, 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 just the weight of the tamper. I still use these little 3-piece tools, these 3 for $10. It's still my tamper of choice. Why is that? Because I can run over these, I can drop them, I can lose them. I don't care. I have no emotional attachment to these stupid things, which means I've never lost one or broken one yet. So I've got about 10 of them stacked around, but I haven't needed them. I have one that I use here and one in Wyoming, and they seem to be bulletproof. Light's great. Huh? Thank you, Greg. So, guys, it's another warm day here in Maryland. It's not quite 60, but getting there. And yesterday was almost 70. And I've said before, that's pretty freaky for February. So I also went out and looked on the Weather Channel. I go out I think the Weather Channel goes out like 15 days. I don't see any cold weather pretty much all the way out. I mean, almost really all the way to the end of February. So I'm going to go with Piper Ken that we probably got an early spring coming. In fact, the trees and the birds around here, you would think it was more late March than early mid-February. So I don't know. If 2-3 weeks from now, after this kind of weather, we do get a hard winter, we're going to have a lot of animals and a lot of trees surprised. So we'll see. But right now it's warm. Usually we get a lot of bitter weather this time of year. February is our snow month here in Maryland, and we just aren't getting any. Well, guys, talk about me for a minute, and then we'll talk about our subject. I'm feeling super calm and super content. I've said that a few times in my videos in the past, and since I asked you guys how's life, mine's good. My wife is happy. The farm transition has gone flawlessly. In fact, we may be better off at the farm now after the transition than before. And I've talked to my staff when I own my company, and I'm trying to train Anne Marie that transition points should be taken as a time to try to upgrade. And I think she's done that at the farm. The staff is operating great. They're happy. I think they're happier than before. I think they're more social than before. The horses are being cared for. The farm and the barn look better than ever. Anne-Marie says they're doing things that she doesn't even ask them to do. So, I don't know. Couldn't go better over there. My son is doing well in Denver. My daughter is doing well in Sarasota. My Maryland house is running like a top. Nothing's broken. My Wyoming house is running like a top, and nothing's broken. I haven't talked about my Cayman house, but I've rented my Cayman house out long term. I've got a year-long tenant in my Cayman house for big money. So that went from a slight money pit to a pretty good income stream for us. The paddock is not done, but the big stuff is done. So I've gotten some things out. I'm going to probably start decorating. I got flags to hang up here. Life is good, which means something's probably going wrong as I film this because now I've said it out loud. But I feel good. I feel content. In my life, I've learned that when I get to this point, it's a dangerous point because it means I want to start something new. For some reason, I'm almost like opposed to feeling this way, that I need stress or I need change. I'm a builder. I'm a what they call a bike builder, not a bike rider. So I'm fighting that urge. I'm just slowing down and allowing my days to be kind of full of contentment, happiness. I get to work on my videos. I get to respond to you guys. Life is really good right now. So, guys, I like helping you out when something doesn't work. Dave over at Central Crowd Piper, he and I were joking that I'm an air pirate now. I can't believe you can't buy an ionic air purifier in the state of California. What the hell is that all about? So I'd rather than for him not to be able to do that, plus maintain some marital bliss for him, buy the stupid air purifier, have it shipped here, and then ship it to him under some, I forgot what I said, it's probably a candy jar or something. Mark Welsh Piper couldn't get some of his tobaccos. It was impossible, so I sent him a couple of the two he was looking for. So, I like helping out like that. I can't do it for 500 people at once, but if you're having a problem with something, make me aware of it in a comment, or if you're a presenter, present the issues. I'm pretty good about hearing something that's not working in your video and trying to turn it into a solution. There's a bunch of you out there that we've been able to do that for, so I enjoy it. I think Corvette Jim and I were joking, I'm a fixer. That's what I like doing. And at this point in my life, I've said it on several videos, I like being a yes man. If somebody needs something, I like to be able to say, yes, I can jump in and help with that. So I'm enjoying this phase of my life right now. So you would think with all that intro, I was going to make some video about puppies and butterflies and flower gardens, but I'm not. I'm going to set off some of your offensometers, I think. So let's just get ready, get the offensometer out. I don't think it'd be a level 10 or level 11 offensometer today, but it could offend some people. So let's just, I want to talk real for a minute. It comes a little bit off of my video yesterday when I talked about, let's celebrate life while the person is still alive. And it's the topic today is your level of effort doesn't matter. Your intentions don't matter. It's not the thought that counts. That was the banner that broke into my brain last night and again this morning. It's not the thought that counts. I hear that too much in the world. I'm married into a family that messes up dates and deadlines and gift giving and all that. And largely they respond to each other with, well, it's the thought that matters. And it's not. In my opinion, in my life, the more you focus on how hard you worked at something, or the level of effort you put into something, or the length of time you worked on something, or your intention to do something, or the thought to do something, is what gets measured. And what I'm telling you is, it's the result that matters. It's your action that matters. It's And more importantly, that is, if it's for somebody else, how is that accepted, manifested in that person's life? Well, I intended for this to happen. Well, if that's not what happened, then it doesn't matter. Oh, I worked for months to make this happen for somebody, and then it didn't happen. The effort and the intention doesn't matter. It's what happened to their life, to the product you produced, to the milestone you met, to the goal you accomplished, to however you want to apply this to your life. I would just ask you to really break any chains around your brain that constrict you, that came from society, societal inputs, social mores, upbringing, your family values that got instilled on you. Break those chains if it's about effort and time and not results. And I would ask you to start rethinking success of an activity, of a day, of a year, of a career, in did it obtain the results it needed to? Did it accomplish the goal it was intended to? Anyway, I know that's not a popular thing. I mean, I ran companies doing this for 30 years. I ran a county under that philosophy for 8 years. I assisted a governor of Maryland for a few years, where all I want to talk about is the results, the goal, the effect, and not so much how much time, effort. Because you can accomplish great things in very little time, and it's still a great accomplishment. Or you can work on things 20 hours a day for months and accomplish nothing, and the effort really isn't what gets measured. Whew, it's tough. It's not fun. I get it. I'll break into this little rant with the pipe content. I don't enjoy the last 15% of a bowl. I don't know why. I don't know if it's this pipe or my method, but when it gets down pretty far to the 80%, 85%, and it won't keep lit very well, I kind of give up on the bowl at that point, dump it out and reload, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to dump out this dottle from bowl number 2 and get my third bowl mixed up. I'll be right back. That's better. I do enjoy this. I I don't care what you are. We had that conversation a couple months ago in video as well. I don't care if you're old or young, male or female, white or black or whatever race you are, rich, poor, fat, healthy. I don't really care. What I care about when part of my life is, are you achieving what you need to achieve? Are we actually making a good positive difference in other people's lives? To me, that's one of the highest achievement goals, is, are we spending our life making the lives of those around us better? I think that's my number one goal. As I've achieved age, that's become more and more important to me. And part of that means I'm helping people in a way where they want to be helped. Is the gift something desired? Is the goal something desired by the other person? I'll give you a really good example with my mother-in-law. I want to get her out of the house. She sits in that damn chair way too much. She sits at the kitchen table way too much, year after year, decade after decade. And I'm like, I'm going to get out and see the world. I'm going to get out. Right now, I've talked about getting her out for dinner or lunch. It's not right. That's me projecting what I want, because I like to get out of the house. I like different experiences. I like to expand my world. And I project that onto mom. And if I try to execute that plan, It doesn't matter that my intentions are good. It doesn't matter that I meant to make her life better. The result is I'm not making her life better. You know what she likes? She likes to get out occasionally. Because she likes when I come in, when I bring lunch to mom, when I go and sit at that kitchen table and have a cup of tea, a mug of tea in that mid-afternoon time frame. That's what she wants. And so I have to be very careful to adjust what I want and force it on her in my attempt to be helpful, and do what she wants. And therefore, I achieve. My intention is to make her life better. And how I do that has to be defined with her. And that is go see her more. And so that's what we do now. Um, and occasionally I still bug her about getting her out of the house. And occasionally she'll call us and say, I'm ready to get the hell out of here. And boy, then we can, boof, off we go and get her out of the house. That's just one example of what I'm trying to talk about. If I intend to make mom's life better and don't do anything, I keep thinking, well, I'll do it next week. I'll do it on Monday. I'll do it after the Super Bowl. I'll do it after I got a hard week coming up at work. We pretty soon the intention doesn't mean anything. We didn't actually achieve it. And so I just want to throw that out there. And so, I'm always asking questions on this channel. I don't need to know your answers, but you do. If you choose to throw the answers back, if you choose to do a VR on this subject, that's great. But because I like the interaction, I like the conversation, I like hearing people. Like yesterday's video caused a lot of people, wow, you really made me rethink things. And I like that. But are you achieving? Are you accomplishing? Or are you intending? Are you striving? Are you activity based instead of results based? If you find that you are, I would ask you to tear that apart, get the goals, the achievements, the physical things out there that you have to get to, and track to those instead of activity. It changes everything when you do it, but it is not fun. It's much easier to say I worked 40 hours this week or 70 hours this week. That's kind of easy to track. And that's typically how we work in our American society. Talk about our efforts. And frankly, it doesn't matter if you work 10 hours or 80 hours this week. If you accomplish the goal you had set and the impact to the world, the impact to the people, however you measure that, gets done, then it doesn't matter how many hours you worked. If it didn't get done, if you didn't make the impact, if you didn't achieve the goal, if you didn't achieve the milestone, it doesn't matter how many hours you worked. We track the wrong things most of the time in our life. We track how hard we attempt something. And if we don't get it, sometimes we fall back on, well, I intended. And those are not useful things. Don't know if that's really abrasive or not. Trying not to be abrasive, but trying to break chains that are wrapped around our brains and how we think. I have found in my life that when I have goals, intentions, desires to help other people, and usually they're the ones close to me, it means I have to go to them. For really to be meaningful to Sean, I have to go to Denver to do that. I have to make it possible for him to come home when he wants to. I have to make it possible for him to take his trips. And I have to help him make it possible to come to Wyoming with me from time to time. I can't do that sitting in the paddock intending to be helpful to my son. My daughter needs me to be available when she calls and says, Dad, I need to talk about this career goal or this internship or this approach to my next step in life. I have to be ready to take that call, set everything else aside, and be, laser focused on her when that call comes through. I've not always been very good at this. I am phenomenally good at it in business, in professional stuff. it took me, I was not very good at it until 5 years ago. I'm coming up on 60. Something at about 54, I started saying, maybe I should get better at this in my personal life or with people. And that's probably a little embarrassing to say out loud, but I'll just say it out loud, to go 55 years before I started thinking about how do I become a better person and achieve true results for others and not just talk intentions. So, but I have, the last 5 years, I've really focused on the personal side. So I know what mom needs me to do. I've got to be, careful of that. I know what Anne Marie needs now. I know what my kids need today. In a year, it'll be different. Lauren will graduate, from college in May of 25. And so in June of 25, she's going to need a different version of me, and I have to be sensitive to what that is. What can I do? Not intend to have a good relationship with her, but what does she need from me to actually have a better life for her and a better relationship with me? It changes. And that can be really frustrating. You got it good with your mom finally, and then she has a stroke and it completely changes what she needs from us. Or your kid gets hurt and it changes what he or she needs from us. Or your job changes or your company changes, and change. Some of us don't deal with change very well. In fact, I think it's statistically true that something crazy like 95 or 99% of people don't deal with change very well, don't even recognize it sometimes, and then are unable to disassemble their life and reassemble it with the new priorities. Kind of a ramble, huh? But I needed to get it out. For some reason, I was driven to talk about this today. All right, guys. Well, we're at 22 minutes. I just assembled all the pieces. It sounded kind of preachy. One more piece to this video, and that is my advice on what to try to listen for and avoid. And that's laziness, activity traps, time traps. YouTube's a big one, by the way. And then blaming others, blaming circumstances or blaming others for your current position, or what you feel like the reason you can't achieve something or do something is because of somebody else. And that's one of the things these books, I keep bringing them up. I haven't read from them in a while, but these guys point out that as soon as you start blaming out there, that becomes the biggest problem in your life. So that's it. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to get it uploaded. I hope Saturday's been good to you. Have a good Saturday night. And hopefully you got a good day planned tomorrow. And that's it. I intend for us to talk again tomorrow. Now, that intention is worth absolute shit if I don't film a video tomorrow. So let's say it. We will talk again tomorrow. Bye, you guys.